Hi Gemini, welcome to your love reading for November 2019. I am replacing the love reading with couples counseling this month, and if you are not in a relationship but attempting to manifest one, you might want to stick around because you could possibly find some useful information in this reading. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my Gemini friends. I thank you that they look to you for guidance, and I thank you for giving us tarot as a tool to help us understand and navigate the energies of our day-to-day lives. Show us the energies for Gemini as it relates to couples and energies that they may be facing together as they walk through the month of November. We thank you for clear and concise information. We thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Can't take it because I wasn't finished praying. And we thank you for love, light, and prosperity. Again, show us clearly what are the energies that Gemini will be facing as they walk through the month of November in their relationship. Okay. Discontent and boredom. Transformation. And crown chakra. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. While I'm shuffling, I just want to say, guys, thank y'all so much for the incredible support with this little community. We are growing, and it's just totally awesome. So if you're a subscriber, thank you. The comments, the likes, the shares, ringing the bell, all that stuff, thank you guys so much. If you're not a subscriber and you're just stopping in, welcome. And we hope you have fun while you're here. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you so much for showing us the energies on the table for our Gemini friends. Please show us clearly, clarify for us, why do we have discontent and boredom? Show us, what do you mean by transformation? And tell us about the crown chakra. What are these energies about for Gemini and their person? Okay. So, with discontent and boredom, it's being clarified with the Four of Cups. Okay, so guess what? This card, this is the Oracle card, but it's the same as the Four of Cups in the traditional tarot. And then you have the Moon. Then you have, under transformations, being clarified with motion forward, or the Chariot, and the Sun. And with the crown chakra, we're being clarified with the Death card, which is the same as this transformation card, and the Five of Swords. Okay, so we're starting out with discontent and boredom. Okay, so as a couple, they want you to focus on things that light you up and fill you up. They don't want you to allow boredom or staleness to enter into the relationship. Why? Because whenever that happens, we miss things, right? Because we have our mind focused on the day-to-day things, and just whatever's going on here, whatever's going on there, things we have to do on a regular basis, routine, things can get mundane, right? And whenever we allow ourselves to get so caught up in the mundane, we miss the beautiful things inside our relationship. And sometimes we miss the beautiful things that the universe is trying to interject into our relationship. So I feel like this advice is to remember to stay aware, okay? Don't allow yourselves to get trapped in boredom within the relationship. And it's also being clarified with the Moon card. So here's the deal, Cheryl. I mean, we both work, and as a matter of fact, he works out of town, and I'm here, and how can we do anything to keep ourselves alive, to keep the flame alive? We love each other, we're good. Well, this is saying don't do that. Don't allow yourself to get bored within the relationship. So I'm just the messenger. So with this card, This is about intuition, right? So if you take time, right? If you take some time to go within and ask for guidance, you're going to get the guidance that's absolutely perfect for your situation. You might take a few minutes in the morning to meditate and then say, "Oh, I think I'm just going to send a real sweet note. I'm going to shoot a real sweet text, just real, quick and short, not looking for a response. Just, have a great day," or "You looked great when you walked out the door this morning," or "When I opened my eyes, first thing I thought about was you." Just something sweet. But again, whenever you're listening to a tarot reader or anybody that is getting messages from spirit, you're listening to whatever's going through their filter, right? Whatever's being said is coming through this filter. I'm corny, so that's why I said those things. But spirit might have something else for you to do. That's all I'm saying. But spirit wants to help you or guide you in this keeping it all alive kind of thing. They want to guide you in this. And you know what? November is a really hard month because everybody starts getting ready. I mean, Thanksgiving has to pass, but everybody starts getting ready for Thanksgiving, then Christmas, and then families coming in, and people are taking off work, and we got to pack all the bags and get everything ready to get on the road and go to grandma's house, and whatever it is that we're doing, we can allow ourselves. This says discontent and boredom, but I don't feel like that means you're sitting at home trying to figure out what you can do. I think it means that we get caught up in our day-to-day and we allow the relationship to be covered with a little bit of a haze there. So I feel like Spirit's saying, keep your mind focused on the relationship and the value of each other as you walk through this month of November. You're also getting transformation, okay? So these are the other two cards that are coming with it. So you've got movement forward and you've got the Sun card. So I feel like, maybe if this is a couple that's not married yet or has not moved in together, whatever the next level is for you and you hadn't gone there yet, perhaps this is saying it might be time to do that. It might be time, a good time to consider what that next level is, to transform from one status to the other, because you're getting the movement forward. And whenever we move forward in a relationship, it does transform the status of the relationship. We're not just casually dating anymore. Now we're exclusive. So because we're exclusive now, we've moved forward another step in our relationship. And so it has made a difference in the way I live my life, because now I am going to, whatever adjustments you make. Now I'm going to have a toothbrush at his house or a toothbrush at her house, or, whatever that next step is for you. It does make changes. It does transform the way you show up in your day. And I'm saying transform because this is the same as the Death card, but as an oracle card, it's just talking about transformation, right? And this is couples counseling, so this isn't real deep stuff going on. We're just talking about the day-to-day energies, even though this is major arcana, okay? And look, remember to keep it light, to play, right? Remember that when you started out, when you first met each other and how much fun you had, and it's like you were best friends and things were easy and, all that stuff. And now, again, especially with the holidays coming up, things are going to get a little tight and everybody's going to be busy. And if you're not that couple that is already committed in a relationship, but you're that couple who is dating and things are starting to get serious, there might be some tugging and pulling about where do we go for what holiday, and who are we gonna actually spend Thanksgiving Day with, because I have parents, you have parents. There's lots of things to think about. It transforms your life whenever you get into that kind of relationship. If you're in a long-term relationship that you've been in for a while, again, things just get kind of choppy during the holidays because we stay busy. So they're saying, to continue to move forward in your relationship by making sure that you remember who you were whenever you fell in love, by reminding each other about how valuable you are to each other, and things like that. Because this card right here, let me tell you something. Those kids right there, they don't have a care in the world. Their only care right now is each other, right? So we can allow ourselves to get very distracted this time of year. And what it's saying is, don't forget to hold your friend's hand. Remember to put your friend at the top of your priority list as you move through these challenging, I say challenging times because the holidays can be challenging for some people. Okay, and we're getting crown chakra. So the crown chakra is, obviously, it's the chakra center where we get downloads and stuff like that. But I feel like in this particular reading, it has to do with back to this same intuition card where it's about take that time to allow yourselves to be focused on what can I do to nurture myself first, and then what can I do to add value to his life or her life or whatever, and allow that information to come. Because let me tell you, when it's an inspired action, your other person knows it. My husband that I was married to for 23 years, he used to just go get a card, just pick up a card. If it was a pretty picture, he'd pick it up and he would bring it home and he'd sign, love Paul. And it would frustrate me so much because I knew there was no thought involved there. None at all. He was just doing a duty. And that's, I think, what this card is about, is that whenever we can allow Spirit to speak to us about how to nurture ourselves first, but then how to show and remind our other person how much we value them, then we get the information that's specific to them, that's specific to the two of you, that's going to give you an opportunity to speak to their soul just with one action. And it's gonna bring that, it's gonna continue to instill the commitment that you have for each other. Not that you have to bend over backwards and be somebody different. I don't believe in all that, because you are who you are and they are who they are. But that whenever we really and truly allow Spirit to be our guide, to give us the inspired action that we can take, it transforms things, right? And I don't feel like anything needs to be transformed. I feel like the only thing that really you need to make sure about is that you don't get caught up in the rush of this season without stopping to think about each other and value each other. So this transformation card, this death card, I feel is saying that, maybe you haven't allowed Spirit to be the one who leads you in how to speak into your other person's life. Maybe that would be a transformation within the relationship. So maybe things have gotten stale already, or whatever. Maybe that's what this issue is, that things have gotten stale, and that these inspired actions will actually be the things, that these inspired actions will actually be the things that bring the life back into this relationship. Give it like rebirth, rejuvenation. And here's the kicker. This is what they were telling me whenever I was just talking about this card and going, okay, is that there are some of you guys out there in the Gemini group that your relationship has gotten stale or bored or something. There's something about it that it's like it's not working out the way you want it to. So all this does apply for you, just on a different level. It's not watch out for it or whatever. They're saying you're there, right? So And this is talking to you, like you're at couples counseling without your other person, right? So everything that I just said is for you, Gemini, not for your other person. Unless you're the cross watcher and your Gemini's not watching it, then it's for you, okay? Here's the final card. They were telling me is that you're going to do this work and it might not be reciprocated right away. And you cannot be concerned with that outcome. Don't allow your mind to tell you, well, I did this and I did that, and they're not doing anything for me. Don't let your mind tell you, I'm the one doing all the work and they're not doing anything, especially if you're coming from this place of boredom within your relationship. It's like you're gonna turn the tables on them, so to speak, because you're going to start adding stuff back in, and they're going to, it's going to speak to their soul, but they're not going to know how to react for a minute or two. It might take them a while. Or they may not respond the way you want them to. This is telling me that you need to keep your thoughts captive. We've talked about that many times in a lot of other videos. If you do something and they don't call and say, like say you send whatever to them at work, and they don't call you and say, oh my God, thank you so much, or send you a text and say, oh my God, thank you so much, because they're busy. But it touched them deeply, but they just didn't have time to call you, right? So you can't get your feelings all hurt. You got to take those thoughts captive. Say, wait, does this serve me? No, this doesn't serve me to have this attitude. Did I do it for a response? Did I do it so they would call me and say thank you? No, I did it because I love them. I did it because I want to brighten their day. That's going to be enough for me. You have to decide beforehand. And I know that sounds like a lot of work, but it's really not, because once you're there, you're there. You just have to decide beforehand that whatever the outcome is okay with you. Whatever it is. Okay, we're going to do the PS. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for my Gemini friends. I thank you for always giving us such a great message, always answering our questions. And I thank you so much for love, light, and prosperity, clear and concise messages, and clarification, confirmation, and validation. I ask you for the PS. Show us the PS as it relates to Gemini and their person. Okay. So you're getting the Strength card. So this may be telling me that that you are going to be the one who needs to actually put in the effort, or that you're going to be the one who starts this, and they may not respond, but you need to stand in your strength and remember who you are, where you got the idea, right? Where you got the idea, because see, they're all in this with you. They're wanting to guide you through this. So remember that whatever action you take is about you wanting to do something, not about you expecting an outcome. Stand in your strength about that. Stand in your strength about that it was an inspired action. Not that you're trying to win somebody's love or trying to coerce them or whatever, but you do want to remind them of their value. And that's simply what it is. But you have to be strong in the reaction or no reaction. They're saying this is your person. This is your person, and they want you just to remind that person that this is your person. They're your person, and that you're so thankful for that. And if all you do is send them a text message, look, here I go again, being a mom. If all you do is send them a text message and say, you're my person, and that makes me so happy, corny mom here, then that's great. And if they don't respond, that's great too, because you're strong enough to know that you did what you wanted to do because you love them and because you meant it, not because you're trying to get their attention or get them to respond to you in a certain way. So, but this is what Spirit's saying. This is your person. This is your happily ever after. Wow. And maybe in the past, maybe in the past maybe in the past you didn't react this way. Maybe in the past if you did something for them, you kind of expected them to do something back. Because this rebirth card, this judgment card, I feel like Gemini is saying that it's time for you to rise and shine within this relationship. Again, if you're the cross watcher, then likely your Gemini person might not be watching. So this is on you. That this is who you need to be, and this is how you need to show up within the relationship, right? But for my Gemini friends, I feel like they're rising you up to a different level. They're growing you up to a different level within this relationship. That you're fine by yourself if they're traveling or whatever. You're fine by yourself. But you're so excited whenever you get to see them. And even when they're not here, you love them, you think about them. They're always still your person. Whatever it is that has caused the discontent and the boredom or whatever, I feel like it's part of a kind of like a maturation or maturing cycle that you're going through, but you are moving forward with it. You are moving forward, whether you're dating, whether you're exclusive, or whether you're in a long-term relationship. This is about moving forward past the staleness that has creeped in or could possibly creep in. Okay, that was your reading, Gemini. Thank you so much for stopping in. Until next time, have a super duper day. Bye.